Jay switched the channel. White made his debut tonight. Well, it was a few days ago. It's a belated Aew Dynamite review. But let's talk about it because it kicked off the show. And this guy, he's so glad he didn't go to WWE because he didn't want a main event match against Roman Reigns at Mania. He didn't want a feud with Brock. He wanted to make his debut against Ricky Starks and Juice Robinson.
And what a horrible debut it was. But before we talk about the debut, yeah, on Twitter, seen a lot of people commenting saying, Jay White has looked at what's happened the last couple of nights in WWE. He's looked at Cody lose to Roman Reigns. He's looked at Cody getting battered by Brock Lesnar, and he's thought, screw that shit. That's what a lot of people are saying on Twitter. And it's like, are you serious? I mean, yeah, Cody Rhodes, main event in WrestleMania for the World Championship, getting in a big feud with Brock Lesnar. Wow, Cody Rhodes been so hard done by. Imagine Jay White not wanting that. The fact is, people even thinking Jay White would get that, for one, is unbelievable. If WWE did sign Jay White, the guy's straight into the mid-card.
Exactly, I know they're delusional. He would never get the Rhodes treatment.
They're like, oh no, he doesn't want to go to WWE because he doesn't want to lose to Roman Reigns in the Mania main event. He doesn't want to get in a feud with Brock Lesnar. He'd be fucking lucky to even get on the Mania card. And I mean, if he could even share the same building as Brock Lesnar, that would be a win for Jay White. So, I mean, honest to God, man, some wrestling fans are just... sometimes it makes me not want to talk about wrestling, like when you realise how many retards are out there. Like,
no, seeing you actually see the state of the people in the crowd, man. I actually don't want to talk about it. I don't.
See, you look at the attitude there. It was all cool people.
No, it's oh, they're far from cool, right?
Now it's all people that identify as, I don't know, fucking My Little Ponies or something. It's not good.
It's not good. And talking My Little Pony, Jay White, right? This debute's awful because Ricky Starks makes his way to the ring. We don't get any music. We don't get any hype. He literally just runs out, right? And I actually didn't know it was him. I thought it might have been Juice Robinson.
No, Juice Robinson was in the ring.
So yeah, he runs to the ring.
Yeah, Juice Robinson's in the ring with Ricky Starks. And then Jay White comes in and they both start beating down Ricky Starks. But then Ricky Starks starts getting the momentum on both of them. And it's Juice Robinson is the one that has to curb that momentum. He's the one that has a big move on Ricky Starks, while Jay White is laying beaten down in the corner, even though he's just made his debut. I mean, what a fucking debut. You come out, you've got a man advantage on Ricky Starks, and you somehow end up getting your ass kicked, and you only gain the advantage because some guy who's never won a match in AEW, Juice Robinson, is the one to stop Ricky Starks, and he's the guy who supposedly come out to help save or whatever.
That's it. No, this guy's called the greatest wrestler these days, right? This just proves he's no idea about psychology.
I know, but name me I'm trying to think of a debut. A big WWE debut where someone coming off looking as weak as this.
I can't.
Can you imagine Big Show comes out underneath the ring and he gets a couple of punches in on Austin, but then Austin stomps a mud hole in his ass and Big Show only gains upper hand again because McMahon
helped him.
Hits a clothesline on Austin or something. I mean, come on to fuck. When you make your debut, you're supposed to look strong. Hence Kane coming in, ripping the door off the hinges of Hell in a Cell, Tombstone and Taker. I mean, Jay White comes in, him and Juice Robinson, 2-on-1 beatdown on Ricky Starks for about 5 seconds before Ricky Starks starts battering him, getting the upper hand. And then Jay White's lying down in the corner, beating up, and only gets back up because Juice Robinson takes out Ricky Starks. I mean, what a horrible... And people are on about this is the guy that WWE wanted. This is the guy that WWE
dodged a bullet. They dodged the switchblade. They switched the channel blade. Because, see, this guy, I don't get this. I honestly don't get the whole gimmick of him actually selling it.
Oh, he cut good promos and he's like the only guy who can speak fucking English in New Japan.
Who signed off in this, though, for him to look this week? And look, the thing is, it's not like he's come in, right, and MJF has held his own against him, the fucking champ. It's Ricky Starks, a guy that's mid-card for life.
Yeah, but this guy's supposed to be top dog.
I know, top dog.
Hold on. This guy wouldn't accept main event at WrestleMania getting screwed by the bloodline and losing to Roman Reigns. This guy wouldn't accept big feud with Brock Lesnar and getting a massive beatdown to end Raw, but he'll accept getting his ass whipped by Ricky Starks 2-on-1.
I know,
on a shit episode of Dynamite. Fair enough.
And these people think they know. They know more than McMahon.
They do.
They know more than Triple H.
It's sad, man. You still got Fire McMahon on Twitter, and it's like, Fire McMahon. I cannot believe this belief that Raw has been great for the last 8 months and Smack. It's not. Wrestling's been shit forever, man. People making it as if the Triple H era was fantastic.
I mean, there's almost a case you could argue wrestling's been shite more than it's been good.
Aye, probably, like.
That's that's a scary thing. But Jericho's backstage. He gets confronted by Shivani, but you punked out Daniel Garcia, brother. And then who comes in? Keith Lee comes in. He's like, Jericho, I want to face you next week. Maybe I could teach you a thing or two about respect. Maybe you can teach him how to eat fucking Big Macs. That's the way he could teach Jericho how to do, man.
Well, Jericho, you ever seen Jericho for a few years ago? I think he ate a lot of Big Macs.
But Keith Lee's king of eating Big Macs, my friend.
I'm the king of the burger.
Keith Lee just looks old and decrepit here, man.
People thought this
grey all over, flab all over.
I know, hold on. People say this, and people say this guy was buried in WWE. Oh, Vince McMahon didn't know what to do with him, but Tony Khan does. And then anytime anyone criticises his AEW run, people go, well, it's better than a Bearcat gimmick. Is it really, though? I don't give a shit what you say. Keith Lee in WWE felt more important.
He did, he had that whole stare-off with Reigns in the match.
Than Keith Lee in AEW.
Rusev.
No, I'm talking about even when he was brought up.
Aye. Oh, I know, but I don't...
People are on about, oh, well, it's better than a Bearcat gimmick. Is it really?
No, but that's the thing, right? Back to the Jay White thing. See if WWE did have Jay White appear at Mania or Raw, he would not have looked as fucking weak and pathetic as he did in Dynamite.
No.
Even regardless of who he debuted against.
WWE just wouldn't let people that look like shit on their television. Now you could argue maybe Undertaker's looked a bit like shit something against Goldberg, but see the way Keith Lee looked on Dynamite? Just old, fat, the grey hair. I don't think he'd get away. I don't think
that Tony Khan embraces that. Make it real.
I mean, I don't think it's like anytime Nash came back. You look at Nash in TNA, the grey hair. Anytime he came to WWE, McMahon was like, "You got to dye that."
I know.
It's fucking true. Why would you want old-looking fucking men running about?
I know. The only people that look old in WWE are like the people who's meant to look old. Like I know, obviously, yes, like the stars have aged, right? But you know, back in the day, it didn't matter if Briscoe or Patterson's grey hair because they're fucking old.
Aye.
Mae Young, except that's why McMahon dyes his fucking hair.
Yeah,
he has a weird mustache, like, but I mean, we'll game it. We'll game it. Next up, Trios Championship match: Brody King, Buddy Murphy, Malachi Black, the House of Shite taking on Orange Cassidy and the Best Friends. Well, you know what?
I think AEW are the kings of putting on matches that you literally 100% could bet your life on the outcome of. And this is one of them.
Does it? But this
normally happens.
Feels like it happens every week.
I mean, it normally happens on Rampage, but this time it happened in Dynamite. I mean, who honestly gave Best Friends a chance?
Read the first fucking line there.
Trent's mom, Sue, pulled up to the arena in the minifan and dropped off Orange Cassidy and Best Friends.
What? I might fucking stop the review there because that's.
I did say last night I want to drop AEW from our schedule.
But you have to do it, don't you?
Do we? Guys, I'm going to put a poll up. If you want us to keep reviewing this shit,
you know what? The House of Black win. I'm not talking about that anymore.
Well, no, wait, I said I refuse to talk about any trio matches in AEW anymore.
That's it, it's done.
Normally it's trio matches involving the Young Bucks, but same shit.
Right. Christian and Luchasaurus look down the camera. Excalibur goes, who's going to be their next targets?
Oh wait, Luchasaurus is back?
That's it.
I missed this.
That's the return he gets. He looks down the camera.
He looked at the camera, he took a shit, and he left that.
God damn it. We have a triple threat match for the women's title. I mean, look at this, right? This AEW has Jay White, all these title matches, and it's shite.
What triple threat match? It was Jamie Hayter versus Rio.
You're right. I thought it said versus Britt Baker.
Hold on, you dick. You supposed to watch this?
I did watch it.
So why the fuck do you think it was a triple threat?
Because I didn't really pay attention. AEW, that's how good it is. Anyway, right, well, you talk about it. You watched it then.
£95, Rio loses to Jamie Hayter. I never got the fascination with Rio. And I don't really get why Jamie Hayter's so popular. Oh, she's from Southampton. Who gives a shit where she's from? She fucking sucks.
The Titanic left Southampton and it fucking sank.
Aye, well, this show's sinking. The ratings are going absolutely down. But, according to Dave Meltzer, the ratings going down actually means they're going up. So, there you go.
There you go, that's it. Dave Meltzer says, you know what, it's 18 to 49 that matters, and that's where still the WWE are beating AEW, so it's all good.
You got Renee Piquet. Did we mention Jamie Hayter won?
Yeah, we did.
Alright. Renee Piquet beats, she's backstage with Outcasts. Ruby Hoso says to Jamie Hayter, obviously who's in the ring, congrats on your successful title defense, Jamie, but don't get too comfortable. One of us will become the AEW Women's Champion. Well, as long as it's not this freak show bastard lookalike, then.
No, well, that's exactly it. But the Jericho Appreciation Society...
Not that the other two are great. Like, I just don't think Ruby Soho belongs in this stable because
she's an outcast, but she shouldn't be with those two.
I mean, as weird and as different and as sometimes like really fucking plasticky and as Michael Jackson as Paige looks sometimes.
Point is, Ruby Soho does not belong in this trio. And she sucks. Even though she is an outcast, she does not belong in this said group of outcasts. Thoughts on the group? Ruby Soho, favourite wrestler. Let's go. Come on. Hit us with it. Should Ruby be going solo, not Soho?
Aye, hit Ruby Soho.
But that's it, right? Anyway, the Acclaimed have reached their decision. Are they going to join the Jericho Appreciation Society? So, why would you want 5 jobbers on your crew when you can have 7? And guess what? Did they join?
No,
they do not join, because guess what? No, they're not joining. We have MJF coming out, and he was actually a bit of a face here in Long Island, New York. Kind of your typical MJF promo, but because the crowd are actually cheering for him, it is a bit different. And then he just goes on to talk about what happened in school, and he just plays the victim card, in my opinion. Who gives a shit if his teacher picked on him? Oh, I suffer from ADD. You're fucking, you're AEW World Champion. You're supposed to be, champion of one of the biggest wrestling companies in the world today, man. See, back in the day, would fucking Hogan have come out and went, well, I actually suffer from ADD, and I'm the leader of the NWO? Would he?
No, definitely not.
He wouldn't have. And you know what? He was presented with a key to Long Island. Who the fuck would want a key to anything in New York? Absolute shithole. But anyway, MJF sucks. He goes on to bury Jungle Boy, Jungle Boy, Sammy Guevara, and what's the other guy?
Darby Allin.
I mean, 3 fucking bums. I mean, see that segment I did a month ago with the 4 of them? I actually didn't mind, like, the talking aspect, but seeing you look at all 4 of them, they're about 5'5". I actually thought all 4 of them held their own talking. Did you remember that segment?
Didn't watch it.
Well, I actually didn't mind it. I actually think I gave it a decent rating. But here, you've got the entire band that he walks up to. He's like, here, you play my song properly. But out of all the entire band, Jungle Boy is the only one wearing a face mask. Imagine that, man. I know he's trying to be in disguise, right? But see, back in the day, if there was a pandemic, I think fucking Austin would have been wearing a face mask to cover his identity. No, he'd put on a fake beard or something. Why couldn't they have done that? But no, here he is wearing a face mask. But yeah, we've got MJF and Jack Perry, Jungle Boy.
Who gives a fuck if he's wearing a face mask?
Well, to me it looks pish.
Right, okay.
But they're rolling about on the floor here, and you've got the security coming out, and the security aren't even big, but they're like way bigger than these two. It's like, who's the world champion here? MJF sucks, right? And talking about sucking, we've got Sammy Guevara against Commander. Spelt with a K. Sounds like a guy that'd be in WCW in like 97, but it is what it is. The Spanish God wins. He then cuts a promo, and if this was Total Extreme Wrestling, this would be a segment totally devoid of any heat, because the crowd just did not care about it, didn't they not?
Nah, the crowd were dead, man. The crowd didn't give a shit.
He's talking about how MJF sold his soul to become a pillar. It's like, but hold on, Sammy Guevara's a heel, and all he does is heel antics. So where the fuck's his foot to stand here?
He hasn't got one.
I thought this sucked big time, man. I did not get any of this. This would be like Triple H in his Reign of Terror, but it's fucking slabbering about Baker Taker's coming out with trays of cakes. Biker Taker, who's, wrapping Hogan around with his fucking bike chain and dragging him around arenas. He's like, oh, Taker, I don't agree with that. I mean, see heels, right? I don't think they should bury other heels unless, they're actually in a feud, rather than calling them out for antics that they themselves would use. But the crowd did not like this, right? And I didn't like this. And he basically at the end, he's like, I love AEW. I met my wife here, his 6th one. And then he says, I've main event at pay-per-views. Screw MJF. Just sound a bit crybaby and pathetic and whiny. And then, talking of all that good stuff, we have Hook taking on Ollie Ego, Ethan Page. Thoughts on Hook? I know he's 2 foot taller than Taz, but has he got anything else that's better than Taz?
No, I don't.
He's got a functioning neck. I mean, we'll give him that. But I still think Taz at 56 would probably still put on a better match. But I don't understand what this guy's gimmick is. He's been in the company for like a year and a half, and what's the end game? He doesn't cut promos. He comes out pretending to be hard. I mean, at least Taz looked hard. I know he was fucking 4'2", man. But seeing he come out and he had the towel on his head, dun. I mean, the countdown number 13, the smoke, the orangeness, was it not great? What's Hook got? Hook's got hee-haw. mean, of course he's going to beat Ethan Page. See, if you showed me 27 people in a room, I couldn't even tell you who Ethan Page is. Who is Ethan Page? All ego. All hee-haw.
He blocked me on Twitter once, so I could
I mean, come on. Like, I mean, if he blocked you on Twitter, he can't be that good. Nigel McGuinness, the recent new addition of AEW, has sitting here with Tony Khan, and introduces the fact that they're going to have an AEW All-In on Sunday, August 27th in London, England. And guess what? It's not even the O2 Arena. It's Wembley Stadium. And guess what? For all the Yanks out there, this hosts 90,000 people. And the fact that it will host more than that because the ring will be in the middle and therefore you're going to have people ringside. I mean, how are they ever going to even sell this out? I wouldn't be surprised if there's anyone even in like the stands where they'd normally sit during football.
Yeah.
I mean, realistically, if you factor in the fact that people are going to be on the pitch, that probably adds about what? I mean, that might add like 10, 15,000. So let's say 100,000 just to round it up. How many do you think they're realistically going to sell?
20.
I mean, I think WWE, right? I know they're doing the O2 Arena with Money in the Bank, but you saw Clash of the Castle. I mean, that arena was properly sold out, massive event. But I feel like if there was any company, right, that was going to do this, it would be WWE for obvious reasons. But Tony Khan, he's got the connection to Fulham. I don't know why he couldn't have just hosted it at Craven Cottage, but of course, big Tony Khan, he thinks he's got to take over the world, and he's took over Wembley, and I think this is a disaster. I mean, Nigel McGuinness announcing it, man. I know there's not many British icons in wrestling that are. I mean, you could have. I mean, if Piper was still alive, they could have did him. I mean, if Regal was here, they could have maybe did him. But again, talking about William Regal, the Blackpool Combat Club have
it's just a combat club now.
Is it? What? AEW still labelling it as the Blackpool Combat Club? How garbage is that though? I mean, I'm actually glad they've changed it, but how much does that suck?
What, the faction or the name?
Well, both. The name sucks. I mean, the name after, because of Regal, obviously Blackpool, but see back in the day, like, I mean, if someone left and it was like, that's what we called it because he was in it, would they really have changed the name? But I guess when Blackpool's such roots to William Regal, man, it is what it is. But yeah, they basically...
No, but back in the day, they had stables that were good. They didn't just fucking throw someone's name in it. It wasn't like that. New World Order wasn't called Hogan World Order.
I know, but...
Hollywood World Order.
The Rock and... what about the Rock and Sock connection? You take the Rocket...
come on. As a duo, that's different. That's not a faction.
Cold Sock connection.
It's like the Job Squad. Anybody could have been in the Job Squad. It wasn't, the Mick Foley Squad. Or the Union or whatever, you know what I mean?
Well, the Union wasn't the best name, was it?
It was alright.
I liked it. They came out with 2x4s, but, right, they came out with screwdrivers in this match. They win, right? Bryan cuts a promo, basically says that these 4 men in the ring are the only 4 professional wrestlers the world has ever seen these days, and out comes Hangman.
He tries to bury WrestleMania and Raw. He says this is only professional wrestling we've seen this week. Like, what an absolute moron. So this guy thinks that WrestleMania, look at the numbers WrestleMania does, and he's claiming that's not professional wrestling. Yet he thinks 4 fucking bums in an AEW ring is professional. Wheeler Yuta, a guy that's never fucking sold a ticket in his life, and he's a professional wrestler. So see Daniel Bryan, go take your wee freaking fucking fanny ass and get the fuck. Blockbuster wannabe bastard, man, fuck him. I can't stand him. Most overrated bastard ever, man, right? The guy just got pushed at WrestleMania 30 because we gotta give in to the fans. The guy fucking sucks, man. Couldn't even lace CM Punk's boots, never mind somebody good.
Couldn't even lace fucking Brie Bella's boots.
I can't stand him. He's a wee fucking midget, fucking save the world. Get rid of plastic is evil bastard. Like, honestly, I hate him.
Right, well, Hangman Adam Page might hate him more. He comes out. Eventually, it's a 4-on-1 beatdown.
The guy got over because of fucking saying anyone could have done it. It just happened to be he was the one. Look how fickle wrestling fans are. They're all fucking mongoloids. Anybody could have started that chant and they would have been, yes, yes, yes. I mean, Daniel Bryan, he got lucky, man. He did. He 100% got lucky.
You know what? I agree with you. I think he sucks. And he's done nothing since then. Like, his vegan title.
Gets his big world title win, then he gets fucking injured, has to retire. I mean, what a joke.
I know. Bum. Seemed like, I know Finn Balor didn't have to retire, but I mean, look at him. Another bum. Wins the belt and his arse collapses the next night on Raw. Anyway, did Hangman Adam Page even bleed with this?
See if Kevin Nash won the belt, I'm willing to bet his quads would at least last for a bit, so he could defend it for once or something.
I see when Ric Flair's jobbed out recently, right? But see that panel when he buried Daniel Bryan? He's a fucking man.
Who are you, Daniel? What? Hey, Daniel. Hey, Daniel.
Ric Flair's the man. Anyway, right, thoughts on the screwdriver spot? I'm surprised it didn't happen to Moxley.
Screwdriver to the head or forehead, or I guess they were doing it to the forehead. And we don't see any blood or nothing. I mean, this is what I mean, right? See in AEW, you get Moxley bleeding every week like a stuffed pig. Moxley bleeding for the most randomest reasons. I mean, even fucking Don Callis bleeds, and I know he didn't mean it, like, but still, the point is, you just get blood. And then, when you've actually got a spot that maybe calls for blood, it's like, oh, they don't do it, or they don't show it. It's like, what the fuck?
No, that's the thing, right? So Don Callis takes a punch, right? We're not led to believe that he hit his head on the way down. The whole gimmick is that John Moxley busted open.
But his
skull's showing.
With one punch.
But yeah, screwdriver, stabbing him in the fucking skull.
Absolutely nothing.
Come on,
And you wonder
man.
why wrestling's no believable?
Honestly, it sucks, right? Main event time, we've got the Guns taking on FTR. Why'd the Guns lose this? I'll tell you why, because FTR's AEW career was on the line.
I wish the Guns had won it then, eh?
I know, but then they could have ended up back in WWE. Absolute garbage, right? They went, and though to make things worse, out comes Mark Briscoe to celebrate with them. Tony Khan loves just catering to people who die.
Yeah, again, this is what it is. It's like, oh, I'm going to push Mark Briscoe because his brother's dead. I'm not, I wish his brother wasn't dead or whatever. It sucks for him, but
like, see,
it is pathetic, him getting this massive push. Same with -1. It's fucking lame as fuck.
See at Mania, right, when Cody came out and he gave his belt to Luke Harper's son, right? That's Cody Rhodes doing that. That's not the company. You know what I mean? They did put, yes, they can give him the green light. But see, say Cody beat Reigns. Do you honestly think
not
that...
going to bring -1 into the ring?
Exactly. Rhodes' big moment. He's finally won the belt. Dusty Rhodes can be proud. His weird brother can be proud. And they drag in -1. Anyway, talking of -1, is that what this show gets?
Aye, why not? Go for it, -1.
Well, I'll tell you what, at least -1 will main event Mania, unlike any of these fucking bums.
It's the same rating I give Ruby Soho in the looks department.
There you go, guys. Till then, peace.